With the GoCurrency.com sports ticker, I'm Greg Sharpe. The Huskers were back to work today in preparations for their Saturday matchup with the Michigan Wolverines. Interim head coach Mickey Joseph had his weekly press conference today and gave a status update on quarterback Casey Thompson.
We held Casey today, just trying to still be day by day with him, but we held him today, no reps today.
We'll hear more from the coach later this hour. Week 2 of the college football playoff poll is about to be revealed. It is expected that Georgia, Ohio State, and Michigan will be the top 3, but the 4th spot, that's not certain. Probably between Tennessee and TCU. We will update that as well. Several college football games tonight, all in the MAC, the Mid-America Conference. On the hardwoods, the Purdue Boilermakers started their season off. They're matched up with Milwaukee, and they lead Milwaukee 24-12 midway through the first half. On the women's side, a pair of Big Ten teams are playing tonight. Vermont is at Indiana, just underway, and in about 90 minutes, 5th-ranked Tennessee is visiting 14th-ranked Ohio State. Need to buy or sell heavy equipment, trucks, or trailers? GoCurrency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Now get ready for Sports Nightly on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Lobs it way out top. Kendall Coley at the buzzer for 3. Get in there, you! Gotcha! It hung on the rim. It had some suspense, but it was good for a triple.
They fake the handoff. Chubba keeps it himself. Touchdown, Nebraska. What a drive for the Huskers.
Rebound into the hands of Nebraska down the floor. C.J. Wilcher's got the ball. Pull up, Jay. Got it. 8-0 Nebraska.
Sends it back middle. Bad pass. Bump set to the left. Lesiak stuffed. Back Alec. Biggest block in 2022.
Comes to the right side. Draws a double. Out to Tominaga. Square shoots the 3. Got it. Another CBA three-pointer. Tominaga with 13 first-half points.
Throws to the deep left side. Maddie Kroll standing alone for 3. You betcha! That's 100! That's the century mark! Every Husker has hit a 3, and Maddie Kroll has hit 4 of them.
Back to throw is Morgan. Backpedaling, rolling to the right, stepping up, gets hit, brought down, it's a sack. Sacked by Caleb Tanner.
Now Nebraska's got it set left. Krause bangs it, kaboom! Ho, ho. Putting a dent in the Northwestern.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Been a while, folks. We're back with you, though, at Tuesday Night Sports on. It's going to be like this for the next 3 weeks. It's just going to be a lot of hit and miss of Greg and Jessica on the air because of all the games, right? That's okay. This is a good time of year.
I love November. I love crossover season, and great start to the basketball season yesterday. Couldn't ask for a better start for both men's and women's basketball. So, yeah, love it when the coaches are coming in here, all of them, Coach Cook, football coaches, basketball coaches. It's a fun time of the year.
Coach Cook will be here in hour number 2. It is the volleyball show tonight, so JB and Coach Cook will be with you at the top of the hour. You had a really busy day yesterday. You were out there for the sportsmanship thing. Tell everybody what that was like.
That was really neat. So it was the Life Skills Sportsmanship for Life pep rally. And 40 schools from across the state of Nebraska, over 2,500 students came, and boy, that one side of Pinnacle Bank Arena across from the benches, completely full, like packed. And they were such good listeners, but it was really neat. Keith Zimmer and the Life Skills team do such a great job, but they had...
Who were the speakers?
So Travis Vokalek.
Oh, wow.
Amy Williams started it off, and she, obviously Amy's great. She's such a good speaker. Jazz Shelley and Maddie Kroll both spoke, and then Travis Vokalek, McKinley Malekia and Ava Breadwell with softball, Lexi Rodriguez and Allie Batenhorst from volleyball, and Travis Vokalek from football, and then a couple of track athletes.
Nice.
Passmore and Mikey, both jumpers, all spoke, and they had cool demonstrations. But, you know, it was probably like, gosh, it was like an hour and a half long, and the students were locked in. And that was one of the things Coach Williams said at the beginning was, hey, I have a teenage daughter, and let's be present, stay locked in, because these student athletes have some great messages. And they were awesome students. But I think about, you know, a lot of these, there were a few of the kids that spoke yesterday. I mean, Maddie Kroll was one of them, a Nebraska kid that can remember being up in the stands and thinking, oh, I want to do that one day. You know, you never know who you might inspire. And so they were so great. And, you know, you think about Travis Vokalek, it was his day off, you know,
That's right.
And
they don't practice on Monday.
And he comes up there, and then he gave his speech, and then he stayed and listened to the other speakers. And so it was really neat and great of these student athletes. They do so much more than just compete on their, playing surfaces, whatever it might be. And so it was a really neat deal. So yeah, that was awesome. And then, of course, the students stayed, and it was an electric atmosphere.
Yeah.
And they could hear them cheering from.
Were they all grade school students?
It was all ages. I think it was from till like junior high.
Okay.
Maybe like middle school.
Okay.
So like 6th, 7th grade. Yeah. And then, they had cool demonstrations and all of that kind of stuff. So it was really neat. And then it was super loud for the women's game. You can feed off of that energy, right?
Young people can make some noise.
And then it was the second biggest crowd to open up a season for women's basketball. So it's a neat experience, too, for the players to get to have that big of a crowd. Because sometimes at the beginning of the season, fans can't make it out. And especially a noon game,
right.
So really cool for both the students.
But part of the reason for the noon to get the kids there.
Yeah, true. Yeah. But to be able to have that kind of crowd at the opener was awesome for the team, too.
And then 100 points.
Yeah.
How about that?
Hundo.
Everybody made a 3.
100, yes. Yeah, everybody that played made it. This team can shoot it. They can shoot it. They're going to hit some threes. Whatever the deal is with the threes this year.
The CVA three-pointers.
They might be wanting to take back their deal with the women's team.
Yeah, they're going to have to owe some money for that little deal. And then the men, I thought, did a nice job last night. It wasn't perfect, but nobody is this time of year. I love the fact that somebody came at them hard in the second half. I think it was 8 of 10 main shot at one point in time, and the men said, nope, not tonight, and finished them off. Good sign.
They came out hot, and there were times probably in years past. That's what Eric Strickland was talking to, that you could have folded.
Sure.
They would have started playing hero ball, but they locked it up. They got it going, and then they got locked back in and extended their lead. So it got better. And that's, again, it's learning experience, right? And especially doing it without Derek Walker on the floor. But 1-0, you take care of business, and that's all you can ask for, right? One game at a time.
So you got to do it. Huskers were back on the court Friday night. The women are against Houston Christian. It used to be Houston Baptist, but I'm told in the last month they've changed the school name. Didn't know it was that easy to do, but they have. The men will play Thursday night against Omaha. So the women played Omaha yesterday. The men will play Omaha on Thursday night. All right, some news with football. We talked about in the ticker that Casey Thompson did not practice today, and even Mickey later in the press conference, Jessica said, probably a long shot that he plays this week at all. That's too bad.
No need to rush him, right? I mean, especially this is going to be a really, really tough game, and Michigan's defense is really good. Their front is really, really good. And, you still have a shot to go win the last 2 games.
Right.
So why rush it back? And, I think this is not a knock against Chubba or Logan, but the quarterback that gives his team the best opportunity to win is Casey Thompson.
No doubt.
So if you have a chance to win those last 2 games and, close the season on a high note, you want to give your team the best opportunity to do that. So why rush Casey back in that instance? And again, give a chance to Logan and Chubb. I think we saw both of them better from the week before, right?
They were.
And so, Chubba in particular. So, and I know he had some struggles in the second half, but the way he came out at the beginning. So I think, again, both those guys will learn from their experiences last week and having another week of being able to prep with the ones and prepare like they are the guy. I think you'll see hopefully more improvements out of them and for their future as well, for the program's future, if they're going to be around. It's always good to have that kind of experience for those guys. So I think there's no need to rush it.
The other news of the day is not good news. It's disappointing news, and we're going to hear Mickey Joseph's comments about Miles Farmer, who was arrested Saturday night, picked up for a DUI. Young people make mistakes. This was a bad one. I mean, you cannot grab the car keys and get in a car when you've been drinking, and hopefully this will be a lesson learned for Miles. Nobody got hurt. That's the good side of this whole thing. Disappointing because I really like Miles. I know you do too. He's a good young man.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites on the team, and Andrew too, and he really is. And Coach Joseph said that. He is a great kid, a great young guy. And so, again, makes mistakes, but he'll learn from it. And, I guess what's disappointing too is he was playing, he was kind of hitting a high note. He really had things going. He had 14 tackles. Yep. He's been a big part of this defense too. And again, you have to punish someone for making that kind of mistake.
Absolutely.
And so he's going to be suspended. But he was playing really well. He had hit his stride because he had, he was my Cornhusker conversation last week, and he had talked about how his game is really elevated because of the confidence Coach Joseph has showed in him, and went to him and said, hey, I need you to be a leader, and I need you to help me, step up to the plate here. And so, yeah, I mean, and he will handle it and, hopefully grow from it and be better from it. I will say this, though. I think that's a position, though, that they have some depth. There are some positions on the football team that you're like, you can't have anybody else get hurt. But at safety, I think they have some guys that they're pretty confident in, that they feel like they could plug in there. And again, next man up, here's an opportunity
Absolutely.
for some of these young freshmen that they're really excited about to come, have a great opportunity to show what you can do.
I think some names you're going to hear more Saturday is Phelan Sanford and also Deshaun Singleton. I think
Yeah.
those guys both get a chance to play a little bit more, but we'll talk more about that and hear Mickey Joseph's comment in just a little bit. Time to tell you to buckle up with the phone net. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office to keep peeking over your shoulder because they are unveiling the new college football playoff poll.
Oh, it's going to be
slipped-
like 6:30, right? They just drag it out.
Bama slipped to 9
Okay.
after that amazing finish. How crazy was that at LSU that night? And then Clemson went from 4 to 10, so they dropped. So Georgia is number 1. They're just popping up the top 4 right now. I don't think there's anybody disputing that. After what they did to Tennessee, I think Georgia's clearly the one.
Yeah, and Clemson probably, boy, they did not look good at all.
They didn't.
mean,
they got whipped by Notre Dame.
Yes.
Whipped.
And they've been shaky and on the fringe all season. They've barely squeaked by. How many games now? And then Notre Dame put it on them. I don't think they're going to have a hard time even getting back in. Even if they went out from here on out, I think if you want to go by the eye test, it's going to be hard for them to get back in that top 4.
Ohio State's 2, Michigan's 3, so we will see the number 3 team in the country on Saturday.
I asked Jeremiah this today in our podcast. Do you think there's a chance that Michigan and Ohio State get into the college football playoff?
And what did he say?
He said no.
That they both can't get in?
Mm-mm. He thinks whoever wins will get in.
I don't know. If it's a really close game and it's a field goal deciding game, I think they both could get in. TCU, by the way, is 4. And I'm happy for the Horned Frogs.
Yeah,
I think they have earned it.
They absolutely have. They deserve to be in that spot. They've looked solid against some good teams too. And I know Oklahoma State has not been good the last couple of weeks, but you have to give, you have to say that the quarterback's been out. They have a lot of injuries too, and so. But TCU has beat some really good teams handily.
They won 4 straight weeks over ranked teams.
Yes, yeah. And so you have to give them some credit there, and they're going to be a matchup problem for some teams. So yeah, I would be. Oh, is it out? There's Georgia, Ohio. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, and Tennessee drops to 5. I thought there might be a chance Tennessee could stay 4 because they didn't get blitzed by Georgia and they played on the road, but they certainly can crawl their way back into it if they don't lose again. So there's your 4 right now would be Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and TCU are
all
your top
unbeaten
4.
too. So
right.
You like that? I like that too because there's been such an SEC bias. It kind of like it wouldn't have surprised me if Tennessee stayed in there because of their SEC tag, but I appreciate the fact that they've got the 4 unbeatens that are deserving to be in that top 4 right now. They're still, again, it's not how it's going to be, but right now those are the 4 teams that should be in the top 4.
TCU this week plays at Texas. Spoiler alert, it's one of our games to pick this week on our pick'ems. So Tennessee's 5. I got to believe Oregon will be 6. They haven't revealed 6 and 7 yet, but I got to think Oregon's going to be 6. And maybe, I don't know who would be 7. I'm kind of drawing a blank. I think USC was already in there. Maybe it's UCLA. Maybe UCLA will be number 7 in the poll. But top 4 did change. Dropping out, it's Clemson. TCU comes in. Horned Frogs now have a date with the Longhorns in Austin over the week. Folks, if you want to be a part of it tonight, here are the numbers: 402-413-2400. That's our Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com. Anytime. They've got 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. That number also doubles up as our text line if you prefer to reach us that way. So we have a practice report with Mickey Joseph coming up here in a little bit. So Oregon is 6. LSU vaults to 7. They were 10 a week ago. They beat Bama Saturday night. Great theater down in Baton Rouge, and they move up to number 7, even with their 2 losses that they have. All right, need to slip a break in. When we come back, we'll hear some comments from Mickey Joseph as Sports Nightly rolls along here on a Tuesday night.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hey Huskers fans, this Saturday, Nebraska football takes on Michigan. Husker Game Day is live at 10:30 a.m. with Ben McLaughlin and Damon Benning. At 12:30, Greg Sharpe hosts Countdown to Kickoff, followed by the Mickey Joseph pregame show. At 2:30, Greg, Damon, and Jessica Coody bring you every angle of every play as the Huskers battle the Wolverines. After the game, Bill Dolman and Damon host the fifth quarter show. Then Greg will talk to Mickey Joseph, and Jessica will speak to Huskers players before Matt Coatney and Jay Foreman talk to you on Big Red Reaction. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
Every single day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed the globe. When you grow non-GMO white corn or non-GMO yellow corn, you can earn up to $250 more per acre. Do the math. Growing CVA value-added grains pays huge dividends. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Learn how you can get up to a $5,000 signing bonus with a value-added grain contract at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Holiday wishes really do come true. Through January 4th, 2023, when you enter any non-winning Nebraska lottery, $1 Holiday Wishes 2X, $5 Holiday Wishes 10X, or $10 Holiday Wishes 20X scratch ticket, you have a chance to win $1,000, $5,000, or $10,000. There are 2 drawings for winners, so visit your nearest Nebraska lottery retailer today, buy some tickets, and enter our Holiday Wishes Second Chance promotion. Top prize odds vary by game.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdowns for teachers. There's a call on the field for a quality seed specific to where you farm. Make the right call with Prairie Valley. With local research in 8 regions throughout Nebraska, Prairie Valley performs with their locally specific hybrids and varieties while achieving the highest quality and yield. No matter where you farm in Nebraska, Prairie Valley has the seed for where you are. Find a local dealer and learn more about the seed for where you are at prairievalleyseeds.com.
Every single day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed the globe. When you grow non-GMO white corn or non-GMO yellow corn, you can earn up to $250 more per acre. Do the math. Growing CVA value-added grains pays huge dividends. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Learn how you can get up to a $5,000 signing bonus with a value-added grain contract at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit fmne.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres Solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you. Andrew's really happy because you said he's one of your favorites. So,
what?
In segment one, you said something like, I think you were referencing Miles, but you said it kind of came out like you were saying
Andrews.
Andrew's your favorite.
No, I mean, it depends on the day.
Yeah. And if
Some days.
And if he's where he's supposed to be.
Yes.
Yeah. Where's Andrew? I don't know.
Some days, if that scooter's not moving fast enough, he is definitely down that list.
Oh, that's good. This is a great story. Art in Los Angeles, one of our favorite texters, said, Greg, I'm very angry with the angry emoji. Of all times, my car did not need gas Sunday. My son lives by the gas station in California that sold the winning lottery ticket last night. He goes, I went to visit him on Sunday and drove right past that gas station. I always get my Powerball tickets when I fill up. I was right there, so close to being a billionaire.
Oh, no, Art. I guess he'll never not stop and get a Powerball ticket, right?
Wow. And he was going to buy me a Kenmore because I needed, my washing machine went down.
Washing machine?
Yeah, it went down.
And Andrew a helmet. He's been on getting Andrew a helmet.
Yeah. God, darn it, Art.
What do I need?
Why did you not go in there and get that ticket?
What do I need? I need something, too. I got to get on this list.
Wow. Huge. Time now for the GoCurrency.com Husker football practice report. Mickey Joseph met with the media today. It's his normal Tuesday press conference as the Huskers get ready for a tough one, headed to number 3 Michigan over the weekend. And he just started out with kind of an opening statement about how the day was.
The players came back on Sunday with good energy, just like I expect. It's a relentless group. I expect them to come back the way they did. They came back with good attitudes. We all know what's in front of us. Michigan's a really good football team. They're top 5 in rush offense and then top 5 in every category on defense. Okay, and we know what we're getting into. We know the task at hand, but it's an opportunity, and the ball's going to kick off on Saturday.
I like the hat look for Coach Joseph today.
Kind of like business-like.
Yeah.
Keep my hat on, came right from the practice field, marched up there and...
It was after the game, especially talking to guys like Anthony Grant, Marcus Washington, and I understand that it is disappointing that they have not won games, but for some of these guys, this is a big opportunity and why you come to Nebraska, right, to play against teams like Michigan and to show what you can do. And again, and another thing that Jeremiah and I were talking about is for some of these guys that want to go to the NFL, when these scouts start turning on film, they're going to turn on the Michigan film.
Right.
They're going to turn on these teams that you're playing that have also guys that are going to be playing on Sundays. They're going to see how you match up against them. So it's a big opportunity for some of these players. It's not about individual, and that is one thing that Coach Joseph has said, and been adamant about, that this is a team game. This is about teams. But this is a big opportunity, right? Nothing to lose. Go out there and play your best football. And I think there's some guys that are really excited about getting to play this kind of matchup.
No doubt. All right, Casey Thompson held out of practice today. Here's the coach talking more about if he can't play, what does that do to that quarterback position?
Right now, just looking at him today, I probably will rule out Casey. If he don't go by tomorrow. If he doesn't go by tomorrow, I'm going to have to rule him out. I mean, I look at these kids as my sons, so I'm not going to put them out there if they can't go. And with Casey, like I said, Casey's going to say he's feeling better, but I got to be smart with Casey and not put him out there if he can't perform at a high level.
And again, kind of what we were talking about, don't want to risk personal or lingering damage or even worse damage than what's already been sustained, and give him a little bit of extra time, and then, hey, get him back, and he gives you a really good chance to win those last 2 games if he's back by then.
That's right. And I think he's probably getting closer. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably thinks he's good to go now, but I'm totally err on the side of caution, right? I totally like that from Coach.
Here's a story. When I did my Cornhusker conversation with Casey, he had talked about how much he loves, like, filling the leather on the footballs, and he goes down into the training staff and he, or in the training room, and we'll go through the footballs with the equipment staff. Down there on the sideline, he was going through the footballs trying to make sure Chubba and Logan had the footballs that they wanted.
Really?
Yeah, he was filling them out, and he was like, here, how about this one? It was pretty neat to see how he was interacting with the quarterback. So, again, even though he couldn't be out there, he was coaching them up, and, you know, whoever it was, just trying to help them in any way that he could. So I think that, you know, speaks volumes about him, and he stayed locked in and was trying to help, even to the point of making sure they had the football they were most comfortable with when they went out there.
That's fantastic. Love hearing that. All right, we told you in the opening segment, Miles Farmer arrested with a DUI over the weekend. He has been suspended, will not play this week. His future beyond this week, we don't know. I would kind of think it's a 1-game suspension, but that's up to Mickey Joseph. And here's Mickey just talking about, you know, it's a mistake, and where do you go from here?
Well, we have Phelan back there. We can get Singleton back there. And, you know, a Miles situation, Miles, he made a mistake. He made a bad mistake, and we don't condone that. We always talk about protect the football team, and he didn't. And he will be suspended this week, and we'll reevaluate him after this week. But it's something that you can't do. I mean, that's not smart. And we always say protect the team, and I'm very disappointed in Miles. And Miles is he's gonna make this right. He's gonna do some things to get back in good grace with this football team. But we're not gonna condone that. That's bad. That's a bad situation. He understands. He's a good kid. He made a mistake, but we can't make mistakes like that.
You know, there's a new episode of The Place that's dropping on Thursday with Trey Palmer, and I helped Nick and crew do the interviews, and we interviewed Coach Joseph for it, and he said, I'm always harder on the guys that I believe the most in, right, or that have our best players. I'm the hardest on them. That's why I'm the hardest on Casey. I'm the hardest on Trey, and I'm the hardest on Miles. And even Miles, I had just done an interview with Miles, and he had talked about how Mickey is very, very hard on him, and he wants that. He embraces that, right? So, you know, Mickey's going to make sure that he is going to discipline Miles and make sure Miles learns from this, because he loves him so much and wants him to be better for it. And so, yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, what he's saying right there is absolutely, he's going to let Miles know about it, and Miles will be better for it.
All right, here's one more comment just to kind of put an end to the whole Miles talk today. Here's Mickey with this kind of replacing Miles in the lineup.
Well, Buford's capable of getting it done, lining everybody up, you know, and Luke's out there. Luke, you know, you have a lot of hand signals that we can communicate. We lose a lot with Miles. But, you know, Buford can handle that situation.
That's a lot on a young player.
Yeah, and Isaac Gifford has been a guy, too, that's been kind of directing the traffic, and he's, I know, listening in with Bill Bush and some of the conversations that I've had, I know he's a guy that's pointing out coverage and also helping in that regard, too. It's going to be, look, a lot of guys are going to have to step up and help in that regard. So, but I do think that is one of the positions that they feel like they've got some good young talent in, and I'm excited. You don't want to lose Miles because, again, Miles has been playing so well recently, and he has really upped his game in the last few weeks, but it's going to be fun to see some of this young talent get an opportunity, because we've been hearing about how good they are and their potential. So, hey, let's see it, and it's a big one that they're going to get a chance in.
Well, you mentioned Buford, and we had Travis Fisher in here last week on our football show, and I said something about, don't you see him being a future captain? He goes, absolutely.
Yes.
So I think Buford will look at this as, here's my chance to be kind of a leader on the defense.
Yeah, and, you know, it's a lot to take on, but I think he's capable of it, and I think he'll embrace it, and he'll be ready for it. And he's also a team guy, whatever he needs to do to help the team win. So, yeah, it'll be a great opportunity in a lot of different aspects for a lot of players.
All right, 2 weeks ago we saw Chase Brown, really good running back from Illinois. Last week, Bo Ibrahim from Minnesota, and now it's Blake Corum, who Jim Harbaugh says is one of the best backs he's ever coached, whether it was in the NFL and the Niners or at Michigan in his 7-year run there. Before that, he was at Stanford, and he's really high on Blake Corum. Here's Mickey talking about the talented tailback for the Wolverines.
No, he's a really good player. He's probably one of the top backs in the country. I think he's getting Heisman votes right now. But if you watch the film, he runs low to the ground. He runs with violence, and then he has a really good burst. So when he sees it, and he busts through the hole. But he's a really good football player.
Here we go, another good running back.
Week after week after week.
Can we not?
Right?
Can we stop already? I'm done. Let's stop with the good running backs.
Oh, goodness. All right, so those are some of the highlights for me. And not an easy press conference, right? I mean, it's not easy to go out and talk about a young guy that's made a big mistake. But I think Mickey handled that about as well as you possibly can.
Yeah, absolutely. And, boy, he's been thrown into the fire here in this interim role, right?
No kidding.
I had to handle a lot of different things, and I think he's done fabulous at it, and still, again, remains to be so kind to people. He's genuine when you see him around, and so, yeah, tough, very tough press conference. And again, coming off a tough loss and quarterbacks and all those questions and being hammered about it, but kudos to Coach Joseph.
Hey, that's our practice report, which is presented by Currency. Does your business need quick, easy, and secure financing for equipment, trucks, and trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. And if the Huskers return the first or second half opening kickoff for a touchdown this Saturday, you could be a winner of a $54,000 credit on a new vehicle from any Woodhouse Auto Family dealership. Throughout the season, a contestant gets picked each week. If you want to get yourself registered, go to huskers.com/Woodhouse for official rules on how to enter. More of the show, 402-413-2400. Phone lines, text lines are wide open. Back with more of your interactions next.
The Ford truck lineup is purpose-built from the ground up, designed to be tough and productive. Crafted with high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy body and torture-tested high-strength steel frame with new tech to help you work smart and hard. The F-150, Ranger, and Maverick are built tough and ready to tackle whatever lies ahead. Hit the road in confidence and learn more about Ford trucks in-store or online anytime at WoodhouseFord.com, your trusted truck dealer since 1975. Woodhouse Ford.
There's a call on the field for a quality seed specific to where you farm. Make the right call with Prairie Valley. With local research in 8 regions throughout Nebraska, Prairie Valley performs with their locally specific hybrids and varieties while achieving the highest quality and yield. No matter where you farm in Nebraska, Prairie Valley has the seed for where you are. Find a local dealer and learn more about the seed for where you are at prairievalleyseeds.com.
Let Shelter Insurance get you in the game this football season. The Nebraska Huskers are gearing up for another big year, and this is your chance to win tickets from Shelter Insurance and the Husker Radio Network. Contact a Nebraska Shelter agent, and they'll register you for a chance to win tickets to one of 4 home football games this season. Only Shelter agents can register you, so call, email, or drop by for your chance to win. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com/Huskers and ask them to register you to win.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The thoughtfully redesigned 2023 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance, more than Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4. The 2023 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of June 2022. Duteau Subaru in Lincoln and DuteauSubaru.com.
The Lead Center for Performing Arts is celebrating 33 years of bringing the world's top artists to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln campus. Upcoming shows include Hamilton, Yo-Yo Ma, American Ballet Theater, and Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill. Get tickets at leadcenter.org.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimate CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
I'm the warmest too. I'm so glad we called SOS before the coldest got here.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford. If your house is the coldest, call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Don't be like me in the winter. Take it from Dakota.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS. Beardmore Subaru celebrates Nebraska volleyball again this season. 5 national championships, 47 All-Americans, and a home sellout streak dating back to 2001. The longest streak for any women's sport in NCAA history. Beardmore Subaru has been a proud supporter of Husker volleyball for more than 10 years. Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the new Subaru Outback Wilderness, loaded with off-road ready upgrades, and the new Solterra, Subaru's first ever all-electric and all-wheel drive vehicle. Go Big Red.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, it's sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Time to tell you what's on tap, presented by Bud Light. We will have Husker men's basketball on Thursday night as the Big Red will host the Mavericks of Omaha. It'll be a 7 o'clock tip at PBA, 6 o'clock pregame coverage. Then a double dip for you on Friday night. Husker volleyball back on the court at the Devaney Center, taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes. 6 o'clock first serve, 5:30 for pregame coverage. And then Husker women's basketball Friday night against Houston Christian at PBA, 8 o'clock start, 7:45 for pregame coverage. And then Husker football at the Big House on Saturday, 2:30 kick, 10:30 for pregame coverage. That is what is on tap, presented by Bud Light. 402-413-2400. The number if you want to dial us up with a comment or question or fire off a text. John in Omaha on our text line said, I enjoy listening tonight. I heard you announce the top 4 in the college football playoffs. While that's notable, I think it would be more interesting if you announced the top 12. Appreciate your show as always. Well, I know we gave you the top 7, and I think I told you Clemson was 9, Alabama was 10, Alabama was 9.
USC's 8, LSU is 7.
Right.
How about that? Oregon is 6, Ole Miss 11, UCLA 12, Penn State coming in at 14.
Right. Right.
North Carolina at 15.
And they've got only one loss. But Carolina just doesn't have a real marquee win to shoot them up higher than that.
Texas at 18, Kansas State at 19.
Where's Illinois? And Illinois still in the top 25.
21.
Yeah. Even though they got beat by Sparty over the weekend. So there's your poll. And, John, we were trying to do that. We were trying to do the opening monologue while it was being revealed. It was hard for me to watch. And
how about Notre Dame back in the top 20?
It's a heck of a win.
Yeah, but, I mean, still.
LSU 7. They have 2 losses. And
I mean, but it's not as bad as Notre Dame's losses.
True. That's true.
I don't know. You lose to, I'm not taking anything away from Marshall, but to me.
The highest rated group of 5 team, I believe, is Tulane. Double check me on that, but I think Tulane.
17. Yeah.
So they are the highest rated group of 5 team, and the group of 5 gets 1 spot in that one of those New Year's 6 bowl games. And right now,
UCF's 22.
Spoiler alert again. That's one of our games this week, Tulane UCF.
I already passed them out to the chat, so.
Picking them, I heard some people in the chat had a good week, right?
Yeah, Gavin again and Andy,
Crypto,
9-3.
All those guys, 9-3 this week. What? How are they doing that? Andrew, how are they doing? How are they picking 9-3?
What did we go?
We'll find out tomorrow.
Okay.
I can tell you that none of us did 9-3. So, well, maybe they should be coming in here and hosting the show.
Well, they're still behind me, so don't feed them that much. they're still not overall. They're behind me.
Yeah. All right, 402-413-2400, the number to be a part of the program with a call or a text. Mickey Joseph met with the media today. We'll hear from the coordinators tomorrow, Mark Whipple and also Bill Bush. And I thought, defensively, it was another pretty solid effort. We really haven't talked about the game much because we didn't have a show last night, but the defense, 31 yards is all Minnesota had in the first half, no points. Now, yeah, Minnesota got into a rhythm in the second half, but again, a really pretty solid effort by the defense.
I thought they looked really good, and again, they're confident, and I think there's only so much you can ask of them, right? I mean, when the offense is not getting a single first down in the entire third quarter, and they struggle the way that they do, and you're asking these guys to play as many snaps and to be out on the field, eventually, the dam is going to break, right? And so, I think that's been the last 2 weeks. If there was any remotely kind of complimentary football played during a couple of those stretches, then it might be a different story, and they don't give up. And then, you talk about the turnovers, because didn't Minnesota score on the interception, right?
They did.
And so again,
short field.
So it's like, at some point, I try in a nice way, because I'm not going to be one that's going to bash anybody or anything being the team reporter, but I try to phrase it in a way where, it's got to be tough when you can't get off the field, right? And none of them will for a second say anything about that. Hey, that's what we got to do. Ty Robinson, I came here to play defense. If I got to be out there the whole game, I'll do it. So they're saying that, but it's just at some point, that's a lot to ask for those guys to be out on the field that much against these kinds of teams that like to control the clock and run. It's just a lot, and eventually, it's going to, like I said, the dam's going to break, but they did enough to win that football game. The offense has got to step up.
They do.
They've got to do better, and they've got to, and even not even so much, yes, they got to score points, but even just at times, just extend the drives and just stay out there a little bit longer and give the defense a little bit of time to breathe.
Try to flip a field. Get a couple first downs, punt and pin somebody deep, and then let your defense kind of pin their ears back and go after a quarterback. And how about that? You knock their starting quarterback, and then backup, I thought, looked better than the starter did.
Yeah, is Tanner Morgan, is his job done for the year?
It might be. Could be. So, yeah, there were some good things about it, and I think Mickey said it today. We played a really good 30 minutes, but 30 minutes doesn't win you a game. You got to play 60 minutes to beat a really quality team. And Minnesota's not gangbusters, but they are 6-3 now after they beat Nebraska Saturday.
Yeah, but again, that's a team that you had a good game plan and you had things working, and you got to be able to roll with the punches and adjust. And I just, and who knows? And Jeremiah and I had talked a little bit about it, but I think Casey Thompson, if he's in that game, you win that football game.
Probably win that game. And who knows, if he doesn't get hurt in the Illinois game, maybe you win that one too, because you're ahead when he gets hurt.
It's just, and again, you have to have, things happen in a football season, and it has to be next man up. But I just, as I said, nothing against Logan or Chubba, but Casey is the quarterback that gives you the best chance to win. It's why he's been the starter. And so I just, you never know the outcomes of those two games had he been out there for the offense.
Folks, buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. We need to step aside, get our last break in, and wrap up hour one. Again, our volleyball show coming up at the top of the hour. The head coach, John Cook, is here. The Huskers will have match Friday at home with Iowa, and then a monster one Sunday at Ohio State. It's going to be a big week for Husker volleyball. They'll talk all about that in hour number 2. We're back to wrap up tonight's show next.
It's harvest special time, and you can save $3 per foot or $3,900 per quarter-mile system now on a T&L pivot system. Pivots worked long hours this season battling dry weather to save top-dollar corn and soybean crops. But did your pivots work like no other? If not, it's time to invest in a reliable, safe, low-maintenance T&L irrigation system. Hydrostatic drives move these durable workhorses continuously across fields. So get an irrigation system that works as hard as you do. Contact T&L Irrigation, your local T&L dealer, or visit us online at TLIRR.com. T&L Irrigation Systems like no other.
One of the best Thanksgiving traditions is football, and this year one of the best ways to celebrate that tradition is to hit the road with the Huskers and AAA. This year's annual Black Friday game will be played in Iowa City, and AAA is giving Huskers fans a chance to win a road trip package, including 2 game tickets, a gas card, and hotel accommodations. Enter now for a chance to win at Huskers.com/AAA road trip. Again, that's Huskers.com/AAA road trip. Expect something more with AAA.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in a company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there is no place that treats you like your home like Sapp Brothers. For over 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and has been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Huskers fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sappbros.net. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics. Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
Time now for our special teams diagnosis presented by Nebraska Cancer Specialists, Nebraska's leading community oncology practice. What a day on Saturday it was for Brian Buschini. 6 punts, averaged 55.5 yards a kick, and Timmy Bleekrode, a couple of field goals. And so the return units were pretty solid again on Saturday. It was a good day for special teams.
I think it's pretty fun watching them on the sideline, too, even when they're not contributing. Like, Buschini gets pretty fired up when the defense gets a stop. And Timmy is so chill and low-key. Like, I mean, he is just like, you know, I had said this the one time that I had done the sideline last year about Connor Culp had gotten a little, he would get stressed out, you could tell, you know, and just his body language. But Timmy, boy, he is just calm, cool, collected. He is just having a good old time out there. And so he has that mindset of just, okay, whatever you need me to do. You know, you don't need me at all this week. I'll just kick extra points. Okay. All right, you need me to go try a 45-yarder? All right, I'll do that. But Buschini gets pretty fired up.
Bleekrode's made 6 in a row. So
knock on wood.
Done really well. So
no, I don't think he's one that he doesn't get like caught up in any of the superstition or anything like that. He's got the mindset you want out of a kicker.
Nebraska Cancer Specialist delivers compassionate, personalized, and cutting-edge care in a convenient outpatient setting. They are committed to providing exceptional care and continued support to patients, families, and caregivers. Let's head to Carney and Kelly. Good evening, Kelly. You're up on Sports Nightly.
How you doing, guys?
Great, thanks.
Good. I just want to appreciate your program that you have on. I listen to you on the radio every week, and Jessica and Greg, you do a great job. I don't want to talk about the games and anything else. I just want to tell you that I appreciate your program. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. That makes my night. That's a great call. Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate it. You know, we have a good time doing this. It would be more fun for all of us if we were coming in here after wins on Saturdays, but it is what it is. And again, we're covering sports, so we get to have some fun with that.
Yeah, and I still love this team. I love, the personalities getting to be around this team. They're still great to be around. And, heck, now we got a basketball season and off to a good start. And so, it's fun to get to come in here and just talk about sports and give Andrew a hard time about not having a helmet and driving a scooter.
But he's your favorite.
No, not some days. Depends. Depends on the day.
Did you have fun last night? You and Eric Strickland calling some hoops. That was good, huh?
That was fun.
Did you enjoy all those names that Maine had?
That was
not fun.
Tough. Did you see them? Like, it is
yeah.
They had like eight foreigners that had names that were not easy to pronounce.
That is not fun.
I'm excited for Thursday. So Chris Crutchfield was at Oklahoma when I was at Oklahoma, worked under Lon Kruger. Yep. And Eric Strickland also knows Coach Crutchfield as well from somewhere in Texas, I think, when they were together. So it should be fun. I know he's hopefully has some big visions for UNO, and so it'll be a fun matchup. And obviously Coach Hoiberg and Coach Crutchfield are very familiar with each other, too, playing some battles in the Big 12.
They hung in there with Kansas for
they did.
About 25 minutes last night.
It was like a 7. They cut it to 7.
7 with 5 minutes into the second half, maybe, and then Kansas got on one of their Jayhawk runs, and off they went. But they'll fight. They'll come in and compete.
And there's some Nebraska kids on that team, and so it'll mean a lot to them to get to play in PBA and against Nebraska. So, it'll be a fun matchup.
And as I heard Coach Hoiberg tell Kent and Jake on the postgame show, Huskers were far from perfect, but if you can learn from wins, that's better, right?
Yeah.
Than learning from a loss, going, all right, we won, but we could have won and had made it easier on if we'd done this, this, and this. So
I thought it was
not a bad start.
And he had made a point with you on his show last week about how, yes, they lost the game at Colorado, but it was better for them because they had faced some adversity. They didn't have any adversity in the exhibition games that they had played. And so I think going through that was beneficial for them to figure out how to be able to handle that when Maine comes out and is just shooting the lights out of the gym. I mean, it was like a beach ball throwing it into the ocean. And then it was contagious and everybody was hitting. And so that's, that's tough to do, but they responded from it and bounced back. And, hey, you get a W.
They made 8 of their first 10 shots in the second half. I mean, that was a punch they threw at Nebraska. Crazy.
And 1-0. Last year, they were 0-1 at this point.
Right. Same thing happened last year to Western Illinois. They couldn't hang on. So not bad. Hey, our Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Our volleyball show coming up next hour. JB's here, ready to talk to Coach Cook. Tomorrow night, it's our football show because we can't have a show Thursday because of men's basketball. We're going to hear from the new special teams coordinator and also the new wide receivers coach for the Huskers. So a couple guys you're not very familiar with. That'll be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Mike Casano's been awesome on the sideline, so it'll be fun to hear from him.
Joey Connors, Mike Casano. We'll have them tomorrow night. Stick around. Volleyball coming up next.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Sid Dillon Chevrolet, we help you find vehicles designed with purpose and function, prioritizing safety, technology, and the dependability you need. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo to shop in-stock and inbound inventory, or to order your new vehicle. And as your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
Back to throw is Morgan, stepping up, gets hit, drop. Oh, he got drilled at the 18-yard line. Ty Robinson's second sack of the year. I think he took his shoes off with that hit.
Hey, Huskers fans, tomorrow, join us for Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. In Hour 1, we'll break down the latest Nebraska football practice report and make our college football picks. In Hour 2, it's the Nebraska Football Radio Show. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier. This is the Husker Volleyball Radio Show with head coach John Cook. Presented by Bank of the West and your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com.
Now a free ball to the Huskers outside set. Kubik, kaboom, off the block and down. Kenzie, left side shot. Maddie Kubik, Nebraska, off the dig into the crowd. Big Red, overwhelming defensively. Maddie in system, Donnie Evans, quick attack. Big Alec, kaboom. Woo-hoo. Wow. That's not off a serve. That's out an attack. It's 20-12. Served by Whitney Longstein across to the Boilers. Another bad pass. Passing worse than a Yugo on the Autobahn. Left side swing, block back. Becca Alec had help from Nicolette Hames. It's 8-1 Nebraska. Serve to Becca Alec. Good pass. Left side swing. Kubik, kaboom. Wow. Whew.
Here is your host, John Baylor, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Greetings, Nebraska, and welcome to your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Hello, hello, hello. Your Huskers have won 3 in a row, but oh my goodness, that one on Sunday afternoon at Northwestern, closer than newlyweds. The Big Red, 3-2 over Northwestern. There were 3 deuce games in that one. The Big Red, though, prevailed, and your Huskers now are still 13-1 in the conference, tied for first place with Wisconsin and Ohio State. First Friday night, Iowa, 6 p.m. Then Ohio State, the rematch, 3:30 right here on the HRN. Ohio State, 17-5, also 13-1 in the conference. Since losing to Nebraska here in Lincoln on September 24, the Buckeyes have won 12 in a row. Friday night, a special night. It'll be a 300th consecutive sellout. 300 consecutive regular season sellouts. That will occur Friday night when Iowa arrives in town. I'm John Baylor. You may chime in, 402-413-2400. Here's the head coach on the Nebraska Volleyball Show, John Cook. 300. Wow.
That's a lot of sellouts.
Dating back to the old Coliseum. 2001.
Yeah.
It was easier to sell out there, about 4,200.
Right.
A little tougher at the Devaney, about 8,200.
Right. But it's an amazing streak. And she got a shout out to our fans and Husker Nation and all the administrative support that we received to make all that happen. So pretty big deal. I actually today, JB, you'll be impressed with this because I know you read the Wall Street Journal.
Oh, yeah.
I did an interview with them today about the sellout streak.
Okay, tell us more. So the Wall Street Journal reporter calls up, and Lindsay's like, yeah, right. And they said, no, we're with the Wall Street Journal.
No, Nate had to schedule a time today that they called, and she's a sports reporter for Wall Street Journal, and they're doing an article about the sellout and gave her some great stories, and I think they're going to do on, how much volleyball is growing across the country. And anyway, it's pretty big time you got the Wall Street Journal calling you.
That's huge. It doesn't get any bigger. That's really something. And you're what, one of how many volleyball programs that actually turn an annual profit every year? Maybe 3?
We're the only one.
Hawaii?
Hawaii sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you predictably every year, barely.
Hawaii depends on how many home games they play. They used to play, all their non-conference home, so they got a lot of extra games. But they got high travel costs. It's not cheap flying across the ocean.
What were some of those great stories you shared with the Wall Street Journal? How about how tough it was for you to say yes to Athletic Director Tom Osborne's suggestion you move to the Devaney?
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about how the sellout streak started back on a Beef Club meeting, and then I challenged our fans to start a sellout streak like football had. I talk about every day I go run stadiums in the football stadium, run stadium stairs, and I see that darn sellout streak. Why the hell don't we have one?
That's right.
So now we have a sellout streak sign in Devaney.
Where is it in Devaney?
It's up on the second floor, right below our offices,
Okay.
and they made that cubby hole with the statue that Coach Pettit had made,
Yes.
the bronze, and we have a big picture of Devaney full, and then it's up there. They change it every game.
300 consecutive, dating back to 2001. I mean, that's more than 2 decades of regular season sellouts. The afternoon, the morning matches that you used to have, somehow those got sold out too.
Yeah. John, I mean, I think we have a huge waiting list.
I know you do.
You know, we also have 128 courtside seats, 5 sky boxes, standing room only that's been selling out.
Are you thinking of expanding the place? Are you like it with the 8,200 capacity?
I don't know. I don't know how much we can expand. You know, maybe upstairs, but you know, when we were at Wisconsin, they you know, the field house is connected to the football stadium, and they did a fantastic job of combining the two and made this huge party area. And you can sit and watch football, or you can sit and watch volleyball. There's a big bar there, and I'm sure they serve appetizers, and it's a heck of a setup. We could have, like, you know, Wrigley Field rooftop, you know, up there in the standing room only. I don't know, it'd be fun, but yeah, I don't know. I've not been in discussions of that. I've heard rumblings, but nothing
Maybe
serious.
add a couple rows way up top. Those are big areas, so you can see you could add a fair number of seats. But you know, some people still lament the loss of that home court advantage at the Coliseum. And a lot of programs like Kansas State men's basketball, when they left Mike Ahern Fieldhouse, went to Bramlage, it was never the same. But you saw a bigger picture. You saw that, yeah, we might give up a little bit in home court advantage, but this is important for the sport.
Yeah, and it was important for our fan base because we didn't want to lose. Nobody could get into the Coliseum.
Oh.
And we didn't have a student section.
Can you imagine today with only 4,200 seats?
Yeah.
It would be nuts trying to get in there.
Yeah, yeah. But we were going to lose because, you know, nobody gives up their season tickets. I mean, it's like football. They, you know, this generation passes down the next generation. They
Keep it in the
gift it
family.
down. I know. So how do you get new fans in? Well, the only way was to move to Devaney. And we talked in the Wall Street Journal. We talked about that, and I said it was I didn't want to leave the Coliseum, but we were worried we might lose a whole generation of new fans.
Couldn't get in.
Yeah. And then we didn't have a student section. You remember Megan Hodge?
With Penn State.
Yeah. So I know, I think I've told you this before, but we recruited the heck out of her. Great visit.
From North Carolina.
Yeah. We had the chancellor came over to my house. I mean, we rolled it, because she was very good academics. We rolled out all the stops. One of the best visits we've ever had. And she chose Penn State, and I said, why aren't you coming here? She goes, because you don't have a student section. She goes, and, well, what's Penn State? I mean, they don't sell out, so they, you know.
Pack it with kids for free.
Give them stuff and put kegs outside and, you know, come on in.
How'd she turn out? Did she do okay? Yeah,
she did pretty good. She cost us the 2008 national championship.
She could have helped. Well, now, how does recruiting differ now versus back then when you're working with the Devaney as opposed to the old Coliseum?
Well, the Devaney is really impressive, and we're able to display more things in there. We're not sharing it with Campus Rec. It's basically our facility. You know, wrestling and gymnastics compete in there, but we train in there, and it's our facility. So it feels like a volleyball venue. It's beautiful. They did, you know, again, I in the article today, I gave John Ingram, and at the press conference today, Maggie Thorne, who they did the designs, and they did some really cool things to make it feel like, the Coliseum, but, you know, doubled in size. But every seat's a great seat. Everybody feels a part of it. It's still loud. You know, sometimes I'm up in my office, and, you know, when we play, other teams play in the tournament, and it is loud up there. I mean, the noise, it's quieter on the floor, but the noise travels up. It's, you know, Wendy was back, and we had some friends she was sitting with, and I said, oh, hey, how'd the conversations go? She goes, we couldn't talk. It was so loud. I think that was what was match was might have been our Penn State match.
Those beams along the roof, or I should say the ceiling, are purely aesthetic.
Yeah.
They are in no way structural. They are to mimic what was there at the Coliseum, the beams. That was a remarkable aesthetic choice.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a, you know, you ask Jordan Larson, Kelsey Robinson, Caleb Anworth, they'll say it's maybe the best place they played in the world, and they've played in a lot of gyms.
The Coliseum floor was springy.
Yep.
Is the Devaney floor?
Yes, same floor. It's built on rubber cushions. And then we put the Terraflex on top of that. So it is a huge advantage for us over the length of a season and the length of their careers, how much pounding they take.
And Coach, this home crowd has never been more important than this year. Look where your struggles have happened. At Madison, at Evanston.
Yeah.
Whereas here, last time against Ohio State, late September, the crowd, how big was the crowd that night?
Huge. And they're gonna get their chances coming up here. So we're down to week 8 now. Six matches left.
6 to go. And 3 of them are at home against top 15 opponents.
Yeah. We have 4 home matches, 2 on the road. So
Purdue, and then Wisconsin, and then Minnesota at home.
So it's going to be a heck of a finish.
I kind of wish Ohio State were going to be at home. Well, how tough is it going to be to play there?
Oh, it's been sold out for weeks. That's the other thing I talked about at the Wall Street Journal today. We've sold out every gym. I mean, Northwestern broke a record. Illinois sold out. Michigan State broke the record when we played them, and then a couple weeks later when Michigan came in, they broke it. Purdue sold out. Ohio State is sold out.
Husker fans, they travel well.
Yeah, Wisconsin, now is selling out more. We're barely ahead of them, though, in the total attendance, even though they got to count the 15,000, in the big arena. Yeah, we're still ahead of them in the per-game average.
What do you attribute this growth in the entire sport to?
Yeah, JB, we're reliving the interview today. Yeah,
I need to work for the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, this is what she asked me. What do I attribute to? Well, first of all, Nebraska loves volleyball, and it's good at all levels. We've talked about that. NET televised the first match ever, probably, for volleyball, way back in the late 80s, when the Match Club donated $10,000 for them to do it. So it got volleyball in every home in Nebraska. And then now, with us going to the Big Ten, the Big Ten has made a commitment to volleyball. And the Big Ten Network is putting volleyball in a lot of TVs. So a lot of people are seeing it.
But why the kids? I mean, the growth of volleyball at the youth level exceeds the growth of any other sport. It vastly exceeds now the participation of girls in girls basketball.
Right.
What do you attribute that to?
I think the net's lower, so they can be just as dynamic as men. It's a great team sport and doesn't have the contact that basketball has. I just think kids today, and there's so many great club programs, but as you know, a lot of sports, high school sports, and at that age, a lot of it is social. It's not winning national championships or conference championships or getting scholarships. I mean, there is that part of it, but for most of those kids, it's a social thing. And volleyball is a very social game. And so I just think that and the explosion of club programs and the opportunities to play.
Do you think it's more popular among girls and boys? I know with Title IX, it's tough to compare, actually, because who knows how big boys volleyball could have been without Title IX.
Yeah, it's really hard to compare because it's, but, I think there's now 100 NAIA Division III colleges playing men's volleyball.
All right.
100. Now, there's only 19 Division I. That's what's tough. But there's 100 of the Division III, Division II, and NAIA schools playing. So, for example, one of our grad guys is from Mount Olive. Another one's from Ottawa. They have men's volleyball. So those are, and I don't know if those places have football or not, but there's opportunities for men to play. But in several states, there's no opportunity. Like Nebraska, there's no boys volleyball for high school. So they've got to find club programs to play on. It could explode. And I've begged Trev.
Men's volleyball right here.
When USC, UCLA come in, we've got Ohio State, Penn State. Let's get Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska in the middle with men's volleyball.
What's he saying? He's focused on this whole football coaching hire.
He did not say no.
He said, let me handle this hire.
Yeah.
And then the moment the press conference over, we want to chat about men's volleyball.
We'll chat about it.
402-413-4200. There's something about volleyball I think makes it uniquely attractive to females. See if you agree with this. It's the most interdependent sport I know of. I mean, Michaela Fecchi can't win a title on her own.
Yeah.
You're depending on every single teammate.
Right.
And women love to connect.
Right.
And this sport, just the collective spirit, the community within the sport. I mean, when you have chemistry in volleyball, it's imperative, you have to, for success, but it's often just a byproduct of how the game is played, I would think, because you got to go in and pat each other on the back and depend on each other every time. And so I think it inherently triggers strong chemistry and closeness that is particularly, it appeals to everybody, but maybe appeals particularly to females.
Yeah, I think you said it great. All that psychobabble, yeah, it's great, they love it. And look at all the players that stay in coaching, keep playing. I mean, go over to Spikes. I mean, we got so many ex-players playing over there, and then from Nebraska Wesleyan and Doane and UNO. I mean, they all keep playing.
That's another big advantage that volleyball has, is it requires a little space.
Yeah.
You can really pack. I mean, pickleball, I think one real advantage of pickleball, you're really close to each other. Sure, you're socializing with your opponents, but you're right next to another court, and next to another court, and there's this concentration of people.
Yeah.
And people particularly love that. Michael Lewis wrote a quick story about youth sports and how his daughter, sadly now tragically deceased daughter, played club softball, and how he then wrote a story about this subculture that is club softball. Anyway, he looked into all the sports and he realized that the most profitable among youth sports is volleyball, in part because these club teams don't need a whole lot of space.
Yeah.
You have a club soccer team, it's like, whoa, you need a lot of territory. Volleyball, they can pack them, and I think that's appealing. That makes it accessible to more people, and it makes it more affordable potentially. So a lot of things the sport has going for it.
Yeah, and it is exploding, and I got to see a little bit of the state volleyball tournament. I mean, I walked into PBA on, was it Friday night? So that would have been the second night. Of course, the couple matches were going long because they went 5 games. So there was the next, I think it was Class B, and then there was Class A and B were playing. I mean, it was packed. It was packed.
Really?
I couldn't believe it. It was packed and loud, and you know high school. With the bands and the kids, they get all dressed up and stuff. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Is playing a match at PBA next year a done deal?
I think if we can break the attendance record, we got to figure out how many people we can get in there. Trev is working on that.
Pack them in.
And again, that'll be something once football gets settled. We'll be on that.
300 consecutive regular season sellouts for Nebraska volleyball. That's what gets celebrated. Friday night, it's a 6 o'clock first serve against Iowa. We'll talk more about your Huskers, and we'll continue. 402-413-2400. This is your Nebraska Volleyball Show.
I'm University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Hannah Vaughn with Campus News. Students in Nebraska's Rake School of Computer Science and Management created software that is saving a Nebraska e-commerce company 34,000 hours of work per year. Created by a group of 5 Rake School students for their Design Studio Capstone project, this software is one of 300 real-world software solutions created by Rake School students.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Woodhouse Nissan makes car buying easy, enjoyable, and stress-free. We will bring the dealership to your driveway with Nissan at Home. You can shop, drive, and buy a new or pre-owned Nissan, all from the comfort of your own home. Explore every aspect of the purchasing process at your pace and convenience. Get real pricing on your vehicle of choice, review lease and financing options, and complete a credit application. Get to your next adventure faster with Woodhouse Nissan.
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we We deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
Lo hace por derecha, busca hacia la zona, está dentro, está dentro, anotación, Huskers!
Hey Huskers fans, this Saturday, the Huskers Radio Network is proud to present Huskers football en Espanol. Coverage of Nebraska's matchup with Michigan begins at 2:30 p.m. Tune in at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Every single day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed the globe. When you grow non-GMO white corn or non-GMO yellow corn, you can earn up to $250 more per acre. Do the math. Growing CVA value-added grains pays huge dividends. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Learn how you can get up to a $5,000 signing bonus with a value-added grain contract at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Bank of the West is offering the first checking account designed for climate action. It gives back 1% of the account's net revenue to the planet at no cost to you. Shows you the estimated carbon impact of debit card purchases. And there's no minimum balance required. Learn more at bankofthewest.com/1%. Additional conditions apply. Member FDIC.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit FMNE.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Thanks for downloading us. If you're listening to this in a recorded version, so many downloads of this program. It's great to have you along, live or not. 402-413-2400. We're in the Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center. It's sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. And the Sports Nightly Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse. where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Coach, 23-21 Northwestern in the fourth. They're up 2-1. Images of South Carolina 2000 were popping in my head when they were about to pull a stunning upset. That was in the tournament. This was in the regular season. They were ready to storm the court. You could see in their eyes looking at each other like, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe this is happening. Shane Davis, his pose, it looked like he was ready to celebrate his greatest win as a coach. And the whole thing just turned on a dime. You find a way, you win that match. That's as close, is that as close to a loss as you've ever had for a victory? I mean, that was just, everything. They had all the momentum.
Yeah.
The crowd's roaring. The Husker fans are stunned. They're going. I was sitting right next to their bench and their reserves, and you could tell that the players who were on the bench looking at each other, going, "I can't believe it! Oh my God!" Like they were ready to like just sprint out on the court. It was going to be a huge celebration, and the Huskers found a way.
Yeah.
You ruined a big old party.
Yeah. Well, it's happened to us before, so
some parties that got ruined.
That's sports, but I don't know if it'd been the greatest victory. I mean, they beat Minnesota at Minnesota. That's a heck of a win on the road. But they played great. They played great. They got us out of our comfort zone, and they took it to us. And you know, but you got to win some matches like that. You know, to hang in, and try to stay at the top here. But you just got to win some matches that come down to it, and maybe you're out of it and fight your way back.
How did the great Northwestern Wildcat, Timmy Thomas Ayara, finally have a big match against you? This is her final chance.
Yeah.
You've always held her in check.
Yeah.
She's a great player. She's had fine matches. But this, she had 11 kills in the first half.
I know.
She finished with 26. You couldn't stop her.
She couldn't stop her.
What was different for her? And
she was in the zone. You know, why does Steph Curry go out and get 50 points? You know he's going to shoot. Why can't you stop him? It was, you know, she was on fire. She was in the zone. And finally, she started running out of gas a little bit. And we started getting her. She made a couple errors. And, you know, she was carrying a big load. And over 5 games, that's hard to do.
She was off the floor 2.5 rotations out of 6.
Yeah.
Reminded me of the 2006 national semifinal in Omaha against UCLA, Nana Merriweather.
Yeah.
By far UCLA's finest player. She only played 3 rotations, but she was a middle. That's understandable. It's very rare, a middle play in the back row.
Right.
I mean, we can think, in one hand, we can count all the times we've seen middles play all the way around on one hand. You've done it once for a season with Jenny Crop, once ever. And we saw it Kansas State in the tournament in 2011. It's a rarity. That was then. She's an outside.
Yeah.
She leaves the floor. They're a different team.
Yeah.
If you had a player with that talent level, well, you've had them. Michaela Fecke, she arrived. What kind of a project was it? What kind of a commitment did you make to ensure she got on the floor for 6 rotations eventually?
Yeah, we had to train Michaela to pass. I mean, your outsides that they play 6 rotations have to pass. So it took us 2 years to get her ready to pass. Remember, she was a middle blocker that we converted. So she had never passed. I mean, she was leading point scorer in the Junior World Championships or Junior Youth World Championships in Thailand as a middle. But she wasn't passing. Liberos came in for her, so we had to develop her as a passer. Same with Christina Hotelling. It was a middle. We converted. Laura Pilikowski was a middle who we converted. So those guys take more time, and you know, I think in 2 years we can develop passers.
What about Whitney this year? What about Lindsay this year? How long does it take, do you think?
Yeah, well, they're in their 2nd year, and they train it every day. So the goal is to have them ready to pass next year.
I mean, Lexi's son came here in part, from what I understand, because Texas wouldn't play her all the way around. And you got her to play all the way around right away. Do you feel sort of a personal commitment to these players? Or like during the recruiting process, is this something you discuss?
Yeah, it's something we discussed. And I mean, I like playing our outsides all the way around because it gives you, and the one thing I don't like about our system now is, you know, one of the reasons we get in these close games is because sometimes we don't have the continuity or the leadership out there because so many people are coming in and out. So I don't like it from that point of view. You like it when you've got 2 outside hitters going all the way around. Maybe you DS one of them. You got a libero out there 5.5 rotations, and you got a setter out there 6 rotations. So now you got 4 people that are driving the ship to where you want to go, as opposed to 3 in, 3 out, 3 in, 3 out. And that's one of the trade-offs of running a 6-2.
So you've got 3 great setters. The fact that is the reason you're staying in this 6-2 offense is primarily you're having a tough time finding one that you fully trust all the time.
You got to have one great setter to do that, and nobody has really stepped up yet to show that they can do it. And remember, it's not just setting the ball. It's the most important thing, but you also have to play defense. You have to block, and because you have to go all the way around as a setter. So we haven't got there yet.
My understanding is most setters prefer to play full time.
Oh yeah.
So the 3 of them can't be particularly happy. So they're working super hard. They want to be the player. They just haven't, in your opinion, gotten there.
You're right. You got to show it.
So everyone wants the same thing. We just haven't gotten there quite yet.
Yeah.
But you're still open to possibly.
We're always open.
Every day you're open.
Yeah.
402-413.
I'll remind you. I've been reminded. Maybe it was you that reminded me. Last year we didn't settle on our lineup till Wisconsin. The very last match of the last weekend.
Last weekend after Thanksgiving, you decided you were going to bench Lexi for good, and you were going to go with the freshman.
Yeah.
And Lexi didn't play again.
Yeah.
But that's a little different than changing your entire scheme.
Yeah. But we could. It would take us a while, but we can make. We actually practice a 5-1 all the time because we may get stuck and we had to go into it against Northwestern. We were in a 5-1 for a while because we ran out of subs. So we're always practicing it. It's not that big of an adjustment. It would just take a couple tweaks here and there, and it's mainly in our passing formations.
You're focused on Iowa, 6 o'clock Friday night. But from your memory of playing Ohio State, what's tougher, beating them on the road or Wisconsin on the road?
Well, everybody on the road is tough. And we had a heck of a match there last year. We lost 2 deuce games. We did not play well. So hopefully our team is going to be on a mission to give a great effort. Now, will it be good enough? Ohio State's playing really well right now. I think they're the hottest team in the conference.
They've won 12 in a row.
Yeah, they're the hottest team in the conference. They're playing the best volleyball. So it's going to take a big effort on our part going there to play them.
I need to do the research, but doesn't it feel like there are more deuce games this year than ever? Like Northwestern?
Well, we've had 19 deuce games so far this year. We're 11-8 in deuce games. That was some of the information we shared with our team today. We got to have a higher winning percentage than 11 wins and 2-point games and 8 compared to 8 losses. So, and 2 of them were against Wisconsin.
Here's Mark in Omaha. Greetings, Mark. Welcome. You're on the Nebraska Volleyball Show. Hello, Mark.
Good evening. Yeah, you took. What I wanted to ask was, as far as these moving some of the girls around, these rotations, as far as the 6-role player, I understand that Lindsay was something. She was interested in doing this, and then you guys had mentioned Whitney as well. Is it possible ever that Becca could ever move to an outside? Because this girl can play anything. She can set, she can dig, and I'm sure she could hit from the outside.
Yeah, Mark, you're right. She can. She did in high school, but she's a better middle than outside hitter. Although she could do that, and we recruited her to be a middle. So we can't. If we move her out there, we got to go find another middle. So
that's my next question. Is that what you plan for Mendelson to go ahead and go to the middle, or is this Jared Vicious you got coming in? Is she going to be able to be a middle, or is she more of an outside? I guess you really don't know till they get there, but I mean,
well, I can't comment on anybody till for about another 16 hours. So, but Maggie, we feel she's a great slide hitter. One of the problems in the 6-2 is we don't run slides, and that she is a phenomenal slide hitter. So
she's a very intelligent player.
Yeah, but just think of the basketball. Coming from basketball, they do a lot of layups. Well, running a slide's like doing a layup. Same footwork.
Good stuff. Thanks so much, Mark. Women-owned businesses are vital to a thriving culture of entrepreneurship, innovation, and responsible contribution to community and the planet. Bank of the West is proud to provide resources, training, and solutions to help you achieve your goals. Learn more. bankofthewest.com. Member FDIC. And the official co-op of Husker Nation, Central Valley Ag, invites you to participate in this, the Nebraska Volleyball Radio Show. Whether you're text from the tractor, call from the combines, farmer feedback is always welcome on your Huskers Radio Network. More head coach John Cook on your Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Holiday wishes really do come true. Through January 4th, 2023, when you enter any non-winning Nebraska lottery, $1 Holiday Wishes 2X, $5 Holiday Wishes 10X, or $10 Holiday Wishes 20X scratch ticket, you have a chance to win $1,000, $5,000, or $10,000. There are 2 drawings for winners, so visit your nearest Nebraska lottery retailer today, buy some tickets, and enter our Holiday Wishes Second Chance promotion. Top prize odds vary by game.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With the simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
For 46 years, our focus has been our customers at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont. Come see for yourself how easy buying your new car, truck, or SUV at Sid Dillon can be. Stop by our dealership in Fremont to order your new vehicle and shop in-stock and inbound inventory. And if you need a commercial vehicle, we're your GMC Business Elite dealer. Shop at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
GMC, we are professional grade.
I'm the warmest too. I'm so glad we called SOS before the coldest got here.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford. If your house is the coldest, call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Don't be like me in the winter. Take it from Dakota.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Dear gas prices,
Go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Show. 6 o'clock Friday night. Iowa 300th consecutive regular season sellout for the Big Red. And then 3:30 Sunday, the big one at Ohio State. This is your Acres Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center. Acres is the Midwest premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. And fans, you can win a Huskers football road trip package courtesy of AAA Nebraska. Package includes 2 tickets to the Black Friday game in Iowa City. Gas card, hotel accommodations. Enter at huskers.com/AAA road trip. Expect something more with AAA. Coach, we go to the text. This is from John in Omaha. To me, the change in my interest in volleyball happened when rally scoring became the official way to score. When you had to serve to score, it became so slow and painful. Yet when there was a rally scoring to beat everyone, got so much more excited. What do you think?
I was totally opposed to rally score because I was such a traditionalist. I loved side-out scoring. It was you had to earn your points. And I love the 3-hour wars that you have. You go back and forth, and then you finally get a point. I mean, it grinded. And it was, as a coach, I loved it. And as a player, people loved it.
You just had a chance coming back.
Yeah, but the rally score is great because it's, for the average fan, it's exciting. There's a point every play. I mean, what other sport? Ping pong?
Do they have side-out scoring?
No, they have rally score. What other sports have rally score? Ping pong?
Everything.
Volleyball?
Tennis?
Oh, yeah, tennis would.
Yeah.
What else? Basketball doesn't.
Pickleball?
Football doesn't. I don't know. I haven't played
I've
pickleball.
mentioned pickleball twice in this show.
Okay. I don't know how you score like tennis.
Yeah, it's pretty close, but I am no expert.
Yeah. So anyway, I think fans love it. It creates a lot of excitement, tension.
I think John's got a point there. The new scoring has really helped. It helps with TV, all that. Meanwhile, we got to get an update on the Northwestern setter, Sienna Nordemir. How's she?
All I know is she was released from the hospital. Everything checked out okay. I'm probably, I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing she's going to be in concussion protocol for a while. But they checked everything out, and there was, everything was good. So the question is, how soon they get back. So
sounds like what we know is it's no longer, or perhaps never was, life-threatening.
Right.
And that's a huge relief.
Right. So
that's how ugly that collision
was a scary deal, man.
Oh,
scary.
She was gulping for air after the collision.
So what we heard was she hit her sternum, which can really knock the wind. I mean, you see a lot of football guys get hit and, they can't breathe. But then she also hit her head on the railing. So it was a double whammy. And so can't breathe, knocked in the head. It's a tough combo.
402-413-2400. All right, Ohio State. Jen Flynn Oldenburg. This is one of the great coaching jobs ever. They were doing okay. before she got there. But she took those players and just, boom, right away. Year one, escalated everything.
Well, she's a great coach. She's doing a great job. She inherited a great team.
Yeah, she
a lot of talent. And, they're all seniors now. And, but she's she's done a great job. But she was a great player. I mean, I tried to hire her way back from Illinois to hire her in Nebraska, but she didn't want to leave there. And then she got out of coaching and then coached club. But I think she got married, had kids, and now Ohio State came calling her alma mater, and she's done a really great job.
Really relaxed. She's smiling, tense moments, and laughing with the players. They look like they're having a great time, great chemistry, and great talent. All right, Emily Londot on the right, Gabby Gonzalez on the left, Mac Pedraza. Is she the key to their team, their great setter?
Most definitely. They run a very fast offense, and she does a great job of putting up the ball and being really consistent. So, she's a great player. But they've got their whole team's a bunch of great players, and they play really well together. And they've been together for 4 years. I mean, that's the whole group.
What do you think? Their libero, Kylie Muir. Is she in the Lexi Rodriguez category?
She's great, and she's from Muncie area. She played with Kenzie Knuckles growing up, so they're tough kids. But don't forget, we have Iowa Friday, JB.
I'm laser focused on them.
Yeah.
More Nebraska volleyball show after you hear this.
Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more.
Got it!
Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
One of the best Thanksgiving traditions is football, and this year one of the best ways to celebrate that tradition is to hit the road with the Huskers and AAA. This year's annual Black Friday game will be played in Iowa City, and AAA is giving Huskers fans a chance to win a road trip package, including 2 game tickets, a gas card, and hotel accommodations. Enter now for a chance to win at Huskers.com/AAA road trip. Again, that's Huskers.com/AAA road trip. Expect something more with AAA.
Husker fans, in honor of the 50th anniversary of Title IX, we are taking a look back at some of the female Husker trailblazers who proved that more is possible. Today we honor Karen Jennings, one of the top student athletes in the history of collegiate women's basketball, excelling both on the court and in the classroom. You can find Karen Jennings' name all throughout the Husker record books. Nebraska's all-time leading scorer, averaging over 20 points per game throughout her career from 1989 to 1993. Jennings also owns the single game scoring record, as well as the single season scoring record, averaging over 25 points per game as a junior. As a senior in 1993, she was recognized as the nation's best women's basketball player and the sport's top student athlete, winning the Margaret Wade Trophy given to the nation's most outstanding player, along with being named the COSIDA Women's Basketball Academic All-American of the Year. A 2-time Conference Player of the Year and a 3-time First-Team Academic All-American, Jennings became the only female student athlete at Nebraska to be enshrined in the COSIDA Academic All-America Hall of Fame. She helped lead Nebraska to the first NCAA tournament win in school history in 1993. She is also the first Husker to have her jersey retired. Today, Karen Jennings is one of the most successful realtor agents in the state, voted as a Best of Omaha winner for Best Realtor every year the past 10 years. This Title IX Spotlight is proudly brought to you by Bank of the West. Women-owned businesses are vital to a thriving culture of entrepreneurship, innovation, and responsible contribution to community and the planet. Bank of the West is proud to provide resources, training, and solutions to help you achieve your goals. Learn more at bankofthewest.com. Member FDIC.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Chest pass left side, Juwan Gary. He makes his way to the basket, puts it up and in, and we've got a 7-point ball game. The Huskers have cut a 17-point deficit to 7.
That's a difficult matchup for a 5-man on the opposing team trying to guard Juwan Gary.
Hey, Huskers fans, this Thursday, Nebraska men's basketball hosts the Omaha Mavericks. Join us as Kent Pavelka and Jake Muehlheisen bring you all the action starting at 6 p.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
There's head coach John Cook. I'm John Baylor. This is your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, it's the law. And this one brought to you by Dorothy Lynch, Homestyle and Light and Lean Dressing. Endless flavor abilities. Coach, you kind of sense like a lower energy this week to the program. Am I letting you down? Like, we usually have people all fired up calling. It's more of a kind of a listen and learn crowd, I think, tonight.
Well, it's getting colder out.
Yeah.
So
leaves are falling.
I don't know.
Full moon.
It's the dang time change, probably.
Yeah, the old daylight savings. I hear they're not going to do that again.
Yeah.
This is it for clock changing. Yeah, I think next year.
I still don't understand why we do it or why we don't do it. It makes no sense.
I miss the old times. I'm okay with darkness in the morning, but I don't like the 5:15 at night darkness deal. But that, no one ever asked me until this moment. I just volunteered that opinion.
Yeah. Okay, well, I still don't understand everything behind it. But.
You and I both. You're indoors. You're playing a sport indoors, so you don't have to worry about where the sun is or moon in its waxing phase. When you're coaching football there in San Diego at
Coronado
High
School.
The weather in San Diego can be brutal. I mean, sometimes it can get to be like 74.
Yeah, I know.
And it'll drop. I remember one night it dropped to like 61. It was a nightmare. A little wind. All righty, Coach. Did you ever believe your alma mater could be number 2 in the country in volleyball? Come on. How is this happening?
Not number 2, but definitely top 10. I mean, it's a great school.
Yep.
And one of my former players is a head coach there, but when we played there, 3-4 years ago, we went out there. I mean,
are you on a wall?
What is there not to like?
I know. Are you on the wall of Hall of Fame out there? You got to be on the wall of Fame.
I'm on nothing
they haven't done anything for you.
No,
nothing.
They're still trying to arrest me for all the stuff I did. I'm afraid to go back. I was afraid to go back. They might pull out some old stuff.
What if we face them in a regional final out there? And you're still not on any wall. That could be bulletin board material. That might fire up the Huskers.
I like that.
I like that. All right. We got to forget about no peeking ahead. We got 20 seconds to assess Iowa. How big a threat are they?
Well, Iowa's, everybody in the Big Ten's good.
Yep.
Everybody's playing close games. You talked about all the close games, and it doesn't matter who. And there's been a lot of upsets, and you got to bring your A game every night. But it's going to be a special night with a 300 sellout. I don't know what they got planned, but pretty exciting.
Number 300. Thanks, Coach. I'm John Baylor. Talk to you Friday night. Say hello to the Hawkeyes. Good night, Nebraska.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Every single day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed the globe. When you grow non-GMO white corn or non-GMO yellow corn, you can earn up to $250 more per acre. Do the math. Growing CVA value-added grains pays huge dividends. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Learn how you can get up to a $5,000 signing bonus with a value-added grain contract at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
I'm the warmest too. I'm so glad we called SOS before the coldest got here.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford. If your house is the coldest, call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Don't be like me in the winter. Take it from Dakota.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota,